guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Siobhan from To Kitty and Beyond, and today I want to do a DM and DF reading, so a combined Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine reading. So let's get into it. I've already pre-shuffled the cards off camera just now, and I will split the decks and get started. Whoops. And those ones I'll shuffle to find. Okay. So we'll get 3 for the Divine Feminine and 3 for the Divine Masculine. I don't usually read reversals with this deck, but that one wants to be reversed, so that's okay. So for the feminine, we got the Priestess, the High Priestess, the Seven of Autumn, and the Chariot. And for the masculine, we got Unity, Queen of Winter, and Balance card in reverse, which is Temperance in the original tarot. I'm just going to move these down a bit so you guys can sort of see. I'll put a timestamp for you guys as well. Okay. So for the feminine, we have the High Priestess, trusting our intuition, reflecting before we're taking action, and I feel like there's a lot of insights coming in right now, whether that's through meditation or through your day-to-day life, just having these epiphanies, these moments of clarity amidst, you know, the chaos of day-to-day living in the 3D realm. Moments of sort of stepping out of your body almost and feeling as though you are an energy being instead of being your physical self. So having that clarity that higher perspective attributes to you in the physical realm, which is good because then we have the Seven of Autumn, which is about having patience. It's asking us not to worry that things are happening. We're being asked to wait right now because this is, we're still currently in Mercury retrograde until about, I think it's the 10th. Yeah, I could be wrong, but it's about about the midway point into April is when we're finishing, or we're coming out of Mercury retrograde. So up until that point, it's good to sort of just be patient. Don't make any major life changes unless you were born in Mercury retrograde, in which case that is actually a better time to do that. Like my brother, he's born he was born during Mercury retrograde, and so he's feeling really antsy right now to make a lot of change and to get his business off the ground and all of these things, and of which he should do, because that's, you know, that's his light work, that's his calling. So, but for the rest of us, it's just a time to be patient at this time. It's taking time to rest and plan our next steps, because that's going to help us to make better investments of our time and money when it is time to move forward. But at this time, we're just kind of waiting. We've planted the seeds. We're waiting for them to grow so that we can fully harvest and be able to move forward in a better way, which is with what we see here with the Chariot. So the Chariot's about moving forward, about taking the light side and the dark side, putting them together and being able to move forward successfully. So success that comes from dedication, from focus, self-discipline, celebrating our accomplishments, and eventually being in the spotlight. So our psychic gifts are awakening. There's been a lot of activity with the sun. There's been a lot of activity with photonic light downloads and upgrades coming in. Our physical bodies are changing into more crystalline rather than carbon-based to facilitate higher levels of light codes coming into our body so that we're able to exist on higher levels of timelines and dimensions. So instead of, you know, we've moved out of 3D, most of us are in 4D, and then we're moving up into 5th dimension 5D. So that's going to be with the union, or around the same time as the union. And there's going to be all of this fluctuating. There's going to be all of this change up until that point, and then after that as well. So it's a non-stop process, and we're constantly evolving. We're constantly growing. We're constantly moving forward, and it's cyclical. So it just comes back around on itself again and again. It's not linear. So again, the High Priestess is, the Divine Feminines, we're really awakening our psychic gifts. So those of you who have not, as we come closer, we move closer into union, and we purge all of these lower vibrational emotions, energies, entities, people around us, jobs that don't suit us, anything that's lowering our vibration. As we purge those out of our lives and out of our energy fields, we are able to hold more light, and thus we are able to embody our higher self more from that higher level of consciousness that I was speaking about earlier, which allows us to activate our innate gifts. So some of you may be empathic, and you are starting to feel the energies of things around you. You might be able to feel crystals' energies now. You may be able to feel the energy of a room, or feel the energy of another person that you're interacting with. You may be able to feel your own energy. You may be able to feel the energy of your body now in a new way that you were not normally accustomed to in the past. So this can all be new stuff. And for some of you, you may be, your clairaudience may be awakening. You may be getting buzzing in your ears. You may be getting voices. I don't want to say like voices in your head, but when I channel, it does sound like my own voice in my head, but I can differentiate the fact that it's not mine by the tone of voice, the speed of the voice, the feeling of the energy in my body as the voice is coming in, and how long it sort of takes. Sometimes there's a bit of an accent too, so that's interesting, but it's always kind of in my own mind's voice, if you know what I'm trying to say. So you may be getting clairvoyant abilities opening up. You may be seeing the energy more with your physical eyes, as well as having visions or dreams, prophetic dreams, anything like that, with your third eye opening up as well. So, Divine Feminines, big time of change is upon us, but we are kind of in the eye of the storm at this time. So we've got all this awakening happening. We've got this movement that's going to be coming soon, but right now we're just sort of being asked to wait and integrate everything that's going on so that we can move forward really quickly when we're ready. And we are ready. It's just that the energies need to get to the place to help us get there. So for the masculine, they got the Unity card, the Queen of Winter, and the Balance card in reverse. So Unity is doing the right thing for the right reason, comparing the traditional way of doing things against new approaches to see which works better for them. And it also indicates that they may be moving towards a spiritually minded community. So this is about the masculine waking up. This is about, and you may not see it on the surface, but this is about them coming to deeper levels of awareness. And especially with it coming out underneath the High Priestess card, it's saying that the more that the feminine awakens and balances the masculine and energy within herself or himself, the more that the masculine is able to come into these higher levels of awareness as well, because we're tied together. We're the same soul, right? So when one fractal increases their ability to embody light, the other fractal automatically amps up as well. So they're looking at their life from this new perspective and seeing where it is that they could correct, what is the right thing to do, and what is the right reason to do it. Because perhaps in the past they made mistakes, which are learning experiences, so it's not a bad thing, but they may have made choices that were not for their highest alignment because they were not aware or able to tap into what that alignment felt like and how to make those choices based on the response that they would get from their higher self or from their physical body or however it is that you make decisions effectively. So now that they're coming into this awareness, consciously or unconsciously, they're comparing their beliefs and seeing if their life matches those beliefs that they're experiencing now. So where in their life are they in alignment? Where are they in their life that is a reflection of how they feel inside and what they truly believe? Are there, circumstances in alignment with their morals and their judgment? So this is a big thing, a big kind of overhaul and a spring cleaning of their entire life. And this takes some space to do. This requires that they be independent, because this is only something that they can do on their own. This is not something that they can receive help from externally. It's a subjective overhaul that they're undertaking. So they really, with the Queen of Winter, she's strong, patient, self-sufficient, and this is them letting go of the people or things that aren't serving them anymore, things that are out of alignment with who they're realizing that they are or who they want to be. And now this is the time to focus on their career. This is the time to focus on their life and to get back on track, because I feel as though some of them may have gotten off track when they were in the dark. They didn't know, they couldn't see where they were going, and now that this light is coming in, they're able to see the path more clearly and correct. They're able to come back onto the path and realize that they had taken a few steps off the path, or maybe more, depending on the masculine, or how stubborn they were, or how quickly they moved when they were in the dark. But no matter how far you stray from the path, the light will always be there and ready, when you are there to accept it, to guide you back onto the path. And your path will always be your path, and it will always be there, and your higher self will always be supporting you with guidance to get you back onto that path. That is the highest and most ideal path for you, for your growth and your spiritual contract that you came here to complete. So the masculines are now being able to step up their responsivity with their higher self. They're able to respond to the cues that the higher self has been giving the whole time, but they were completely blocking or shutting down that communication in the past. So now they're more open to receive this communication and this guidance, even if they're not aware that that's actually what's happening. This completely could be more on a subconscious level for some masculines who have not consciously awoken at this time, but they will. Though they are moving forward in a way that is in alignment with their higher self, because subconsciously now they are making the moves, making the choices and the decisions to move themselves back onto the path, whether they realize it or not, because they're being so aggressively guided that it's difficult to ignore. It's difficult. It's no longer comfortable to ignore it. Whereas before, going against your alignment would be doable. Now it's not, because the frequencies are too powerful to go against the grain. It's painful now to go against the grain, and thus it's just calmer waters. It's the easier path to take to be in alignment. So just for pure comfort's sake, it's now easier for the masculines to get on the right path, because it's gentler and it's easier, which is good. Although we have the Balance card in reverse. And again, I said I don't normally read reversals in this deck, but I'm being guided by Spirit to take this card as a reversal. And it is the Temperance card. It is the Balance card. So this is taking everyone's input into consideration, merging viewpoints to create a better solution, and taking time. There's no need to rush. So I feel as though the masculine right now may not be taking others' opinions into consideration, and which is actually a good thing, because sometimes, although people wish, they have your highest wishes in mind, or they're trying to help, they're trying to be beacons of light, but everybody's path is different. So if somebody's guiding you down what's working on their path, it may not work for your path. It's not necessarily the right direction for you, although it's right for them. So I feel as though the Balance in reverse is a good and a bad thing. In the negative sense, and all negatives are for growth and learning. So keep that in mind. It's not actually a bad thing. But they could be feeling a bit off balance right now because they're having to course correct to such an extreme degree that it is throwing their lives into a bit of upheaval. It is kind of challenging them to dismantle all of the shoddy foundations that they've invested their energy into in the past. So they may be, moving or quitting their jobs or ending relationships or whatever it may be. They may be going back to school. There's a lot of different energies that I'm picking up on from the masculines at this time, but all of it, the overall energy is change. There's a massive change going on, and change can throw you off balance because it's really a test of balance. The change is asking the masculine to find that inner balance, to be able to come back into their balance amidst all of this turmoil and change and uprooting of everything that they believed to be true. So this is, it's difficult, but that's the test, is to be able to have patience. So this is about not rushing. So they may be having some difficulties with patience as masculines, they want to rush in. And again, with the Queen of Winter, that's the Queen of Swords equivalent. So that's fast-moving swords or mental energy. So it's quick moving, and they'd like to be moving quickly, but they do need to integrate all of this change, and they need to do it independently. So they need to not listen to what others' viewpoints are saying, other people's opinions, because it's not relevant at this time for them, unless it resonates, in which case they'll be able to tell the difference. So, and the same thing for the feminine. So there's a lot of fast-moving energy, but there's also a standstill. So like I said, we're in that eye of the storm right now, where we're seeing all of this rushing around us, but we're standing still. And some of you may be feeling impatient because of this, because you see all of this going on, or this could be a welcome respite for some of you, where all of this chaos in the past, and that is all of this change that's to come in the future, has been a bit overwhelming, and now we can kind of take this period to sort of take stock of where we've been and where we're going, to take a little bit of a break, to reassess things, to get things decluttered and organized, and to be able to just take a little bit of a break before we have to move forward really powerfully, which is coming soon. So I'm going to get some clarifiers. Yeah, see how I just, even just drawing for the masculines, I did it quickly. And I didn't intend to do that. It was just their energy is a lot more fast-moving than the feminines right now. I'm getting this feeling of urgency from the masculine, that they want to get things done, and they want to get it done now. But because we're connected and the feminines are being asked to wait right now before we really move forward with the Chariot, they need to do so as well, which is going to help them find balance. So, clarifying the High Priestess, we got the Six of Cups and the Empress both in reverse. So to me, the High Priestess and the Empress together, are two of the Divine Feminine cards. Those are the two cards that I always read as the Divine Feminine. So, of course, we're coming into our Empress self, our Divine Feminine self, but these coming up in reverse, I feel, here, I'll show you guys. So these coming up in reverse, the Six of Cups is about the past. So we're no longer focusing on the past. We're ready to move forward. We've intuited a lot of things from the past that needed to be healed, and a lot of things have come up for many of us related to past traumas, relationships, memories, energies from anything from the past that needed to come up to be able to be released and healed. That has happened. So that's done. Using our intuition, we got through that. And now we're being asked to really step into our Empress role, to really find balance and nurture ourselves, to really come into our divine essence, is what I'm hearing. Step into your divine essence, or remember your divine essence. Embody that Empress so that we're no longer reversed, so that we become our true self. Clarifying the Seven of Autumn, we got the Five of Cups and the Fool. So the Seven of Autumn was about waiting to make the next step, and the Five of Cups is about mourning, sadness, and moving on and having loss. So it coming up in reverse tells me that we are done the loss. We are moving out of this period of grieving that many of us have been going through, whether this is to do with our expectations of the relationship between ourselves and our masculine counterpart, or whether this is due to the change in consciousness or the change in our physical life. Whatever it is, there has been grief coming up. But we're moving out of it now, which is fantastic. And we're moving forward with this Fool energy, which is about taking that leap of faith and starting something new and fresh and doing it very innocently and trusting that this process is going to be for our highest good. So we are being asked to wait at this moment to really get out all the last dredges of the grief and the loss that we've been processing for ourselves as well as for the collective, and then be able to move forward, free and renewed. And that's what's going to take us with the Chariot. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups energy is about walking away. And we've done that. We've accomplished that. We've walked away from something that wasn't serving us in search of our abilities to manifest with the Magician. So we've walked away from things that were holding us back from manifesting our dream, from manifesting this movement, this growth, especially that it's clarifying the Chariot. This is very fast movement into our ideal manifestations of life. So make a vision board, make a Pinterest wall of all the things that you want, or your goals, your aspirations, write them down, start a journal of things that you'd like to accomplish, things that you want to do, places you want to go, whatever it is, write it down, because when you write it down with a real pen and real paper, you make it real. Watch it get real. Because it will, and it'll happen really fast, because the Chariot is fast-moving energy and the Magician is the creator, and we've already walked away. We're on the path now. We're on the path to our mission, to our purpose. We are getting there, and we're going quickly. So as soon as this Mercury retrograde is over, I'm feeling as though May is going to be a big time of movement. There's going to be a lot of movement, people changing jobs, people moving house, travel, vacations, pilgrimages to sacred sites and vortexes. All of these things are going to start happening. Unions are going to start happening. People are going to start moving, and you're going to feel it in the earth. It's not just you. It's not just me. It's all of us. We're all going through this simultaneously to different degrees and at different points, but overall, it's the same energy. We're moving forward and we're creating our reality. So get really clear about what you want to create, because if you're not clear about what you want, you're going to get something that sort of kind of looks like it, but it's not quite that. So get very clear on what you want, because that's what you're going to be moving towards consciously. So for the Divine Masculine clarifying unity, we got the Justice card and the Five of Wands in reverse. So they are, again, the Unity card is about doing the right thing for the right reason. It's about finding that balance. And the Justice card is that as well. The Justice card is finding balance. There's justice coming. And so now they're realizing that their past actions may not have been in alignment, and therefore it's time now to get in alignment because it's for their greatest and highest good. It's going to be what's easiest for them now going forward. So the Justice card is helping them to make decisions that are in alignment with their soul rather than with their ego self. And by doing that, they're coming out of conflict. They're going to extricate themselves from conflict in their daily life. You know, leaving jobs that caused them stress and anxiety, or where they were battling with coworkers, or cutting off friendships or relationships that were dramatic or toxic, or where there was a lot of bickering, arguing, fighting, disagreements, anything like that. This is no longer serving. And now instead they're seeking out spiritually minded people, or people with like mind, people who are going to be good for them, situations that are going to help them to grow spiritually and be in alignment with what their morals and their goals are. And that is very positive because they're moving out of this drama and out of this conflict with the Five of Wands. So then, clarifying the Queen of Winter, we got the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Swords. So the Queen of Winter is the Queen of Swords. So we got counterparts here, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. And we got the Seven of Pentacles, which is about harvesting abundance, which is about waiting to harvest. So we actually got the two of the same cards in the same row. So hold on one second here. So the Seven of Autumn, which we got here, is the same card as the Seven of Pentacles, which they got right below it. So we are mirroring each other, which is not surprising to me because we are divine mirrors, where they're being asked to wait right now too. They're being asked to take this time to rest, to plan, and to invest their time and energy and money wisely, because the harvest will come soon. You know, the fruits are there. He's going to have all of this abundance, all of these things coming in, but it's going to happen shortly. They're not quite ready to be harvested yet because there's still work to be done. There's still this balancing taking place for both of us, the Divine Masculine and the Feminine. So with that being said, what are they waiting for? Union, because these are counterparts, the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is, again, fast-moving mental energy. This is being truthful and honest, sometimes a little bit too honest, but he's tactful about it. The King of Swords is mature. He is the king, and the Queen is his counterpart, so he is waiting for that. He is correcting his life to be able to come back as this king, rather than as, you know, like a page. He wants to come back more mature. He wants to basically get his stuff together, and I'm trying not to swear so much anymore. It's difficult, but I feel that I'm just wanting to keep my vibration high. So, clarifying balance, we got the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Emperor. So, with this, I'm seeing that he has spilled his emotions onto someone who was not willing to reciprocate, or was not able to reciprocate, who was not able to offer him that cup of emotion back. And that's why the Queen of Cups is in reverse. The water has spilled out, the emotions have spilled out, and there's nothing left. He is now standing in as the emperor. He's standing now in his divine essence, or he is beginning to embody his divine essence. And this is what has made him realize, or allowed him to realize, that the Queen of Cups actually wasn't serving him, whatever this Queen of Cups represents. You know, this again could represent many things: people, situations, environments, whatever it was that was no longer serving him. He's now being able to look at it from a higher perspective, compartmentalize, and finish with the things that are no longer bringing him emotional fulfillment. To be able to put that away and say, this isn't serving me anymore, and it's no longer going to be allowed time or energy from my life, from myself. So this has thrown him off balance a bit, whatever the situation or the person was that was draining his emotions. He's now trying to correct from that, and he is doing it by staying grounded and by staying mature and by staying stable in his authority over himself and his own life. So it is a bit of a challenging time, but he is the emperor. He is the King of Swords. He has this regal ability to handle anything that's thrown at him, because ultimately it's just challenges for growth. They're learning experiences. So, you know, he's getting there. We're getting there as well. Now I'm going to get some crystal oracle cards for each. One for the Divine Feminine, one for the Divine Masculine. So one crystal oracle for the Divine Feminine, please. Ooh. Her eye ever open. And one for the Divine Masculine, please. Revelation. Okay, so for the Divine Feminine, her eye ever open, number 37. Hold it for you guys so you can see. Sorry. Struggle. Okay. So, there. Okay, so this is Goddess Tara and Tibetan Quartz. We bring you the empowerment of her eye ever open. The divine protection around you is absolute and complete. Your simple request for the Universal Mother to watch out for you and to protect what has meaning for you allows you to live your life, do your work, and know the most powerful one is caring for your well-being on all levels. You can trust, be free from worry, and remain open to the world with joy in your heart. So this is knowing that we're protected throughout this process. I'm going to say the healing process really quickly just because I feel called to do so. I call upon the crystal angel of Tibetan Quartz and Goddess Tara, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing empowerment of her eye ever open. You surround me with your unconditional divine protection and field of fierce compassionate grace. I thank you for protecting the expression of my light in the world. May the love and light that serves you always be shielded from fear. Through your divine mercy and my own free will, so be it. So this is about us being protected through this big change in this movement. We're opening our own eye and realizing that we are our own protectors, and through that we are our own God self. And all other versions of ourself are protecting us as well, because they realize that we're one, and we realize that we're one. So we are safe. There's nothing to fear. Everything is unfolding as it should, and we are gaining this awareness now of that, which is helping us to release any of the fears or the lower energies that may still be trying to hang on out of ego, out of of fear. Fear is ego, and ego is fear. But as my mom always told me, fear is false evidence appearing real. So it's not actually real, it is illusion. And when you open your eye, your third eye, you're able to become aware of this on a new level of understanding. So, excuse me. So for the masculines, they got Revelation, Angel Amatiel, and Blue Obsidian. So I'm going to just look that up really quickly as well, because I love this book and how detailed the healing processes are. Okay. Let's try this like that. You can see? Okay. So, we bring you the gift of revelation. There are times when not knowing is helpful. During such times, you develop unconditional trust in the universe. That trust will then support you in living your life according to your personal truths. You need a lot of trust in yourself and in life to live with such courage. Not knowing the bigger picture can help you stay focused on what you need to do right now. Rather than getting so excited about the future, you become distracted from the work that needs to be accomplished in the present moment, unwittingly slowing down your progress and delaying the very future you want to draw closer to you. However, there are other times when it is more helpful to know, to understand, and to see. A particular truth will help you gain perspective, let go of the past, heal a wound, and feel safer. Feel more loved, more empowered, and ready for the next step on your life journey. This is one of those times. We bring you the helpful gift of revelation now because you are ready to know a deeper truth. And I'm going to read the healing process for this one as well. And keep it up. I call upon the crystal angel of blue obsidian and angel Amatiel, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing gift of revelation. I trust and receive the truth revealed now. I accept insight into my own destiny, into what I am releasing, into what I am opening up to, and any insight I need to know about situations in my life which will serve my growth at this time. May these revelations be delivered with grace, mercy, and compassion. I am strong enough to see and know the truth and feel unconditionally loved by the universe. Through my own free will, so be it. Okay, guys, so I'm going to close it out with that. Thank you, everybody, for liking, sharing, and subscribing. To my new subscribers, hello, welcome to the channel, welcome to the team. I'm excited to continue on this journey together. So, lots of change, lots of integration going on right now. We're just finding balance through it, and we're going to do this on our own, and then we're going to be able to come together whole and happy. So these revelations are coming in for both the masculine and the feminine. We are awakening to new levels of awareness and consciousness, evermore, evermore, evermore. It's never ending, it's infinite. That's the fun of it. There's no end game, it's just forever. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, I forgot to say, I love you.